We're going to connect with AI stuff that gets made, music that gets made. I don't know what the implications of that are, and I don't know, like, I totally agree. I don't think it has the same weight as something created through the actual experience and with the time and the effort, but it still gets made and it still sounds good. And if you're thinking from a business perspective, like, we are the dad in Willy Wonka who lost his job to the toothpaste capping machine, and that sucks. It just, yeah.
We're gonna turn, but he got the job of repairing the machine that replaced him at the end.
But he did.
So what is the?
We got to start working for AI.
The figurative language for that. Like, what is? You were gonna say something though.
Well, okay, yeah. Let me say it, and then we can come back. We can do the whole official intro.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Editing wise, are you doing like the whole? And maybe this isn't interesting, but I'm just curious. Are you like, how long is an episode? Are you including the entire write? Like, because I imagine that some of this is probably just us sitting in silence thinking for
the majority of this is just freaking just like words.
Papa.
But like the
it's fascinating.
Essentially, okay, yeah, it'd be good to clarify this on the air. What's gonna happen? So first podcast I filmed was like 5 hours of footage.
That's a nightmare.
That's a nightmare.
500
gigabytes.
Oh my God, that's insane. Yeah. How did you even work with that?
I took that down to 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Amazing.
That's the only thing I've been able to edit so far. It's took up all the time.
Yeah.
That's the pilot. The second podcast was 2 hours of filming. The third was 1 hour of filming. Since then, I've had between 1.5 to 2.5 hours as an average of filming. However, I'm going to have some kind of Bandcamp thing or Patreon thing or paid YouTube subscription. Eventually, that'll just be the entire episode. I might just put them out on YouTube, just like uncut version, cut version.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, in case people want to see how it actually went.
I love this idea, and I don't think anybody's doing it, and I'm very, very curious to see like what parts about it people buy into and the ways that influences how you edit in the future, or if you nail it on the first try and it's just like, this is so interesting, because I think this is very interesting. Yeah. But I'm just so curious, like, what will the average person find interesting or inspiring or fascinating about this process? Or is it going to be songwriters that listen? Or is it, aspiring songwriters? Is that the audience? I don't know.
I don't think so. As a songwriter, like, I don't know if I'd watch this, if I'm being honest.
Sure, it's like, that's the job.
I've been in co-writes, and like, it's not as, like, the interview portion, maybe. Because there is a little, like, obviously I'll ask you questions, get to know you, audience will get to know you.
Yeah.
But the write itself, like, if you've been in a lot of co-writes, you kind of know what it is.
Yeah.
But there's that's a very, very, very small percentage of the population.
It's fascinating.
And there's a lot of aspiring writers who don't know what a co-write's supposed to be. So it's like, this is a good way to just educate, like, on like what it kind of looks like, even though it's not super accurate. It's kind of
but it's
front of cameras can be different. But
at the very least, I think what I always missed was the chance to see people that make things that I love have bad ideas.
Yeah,
like that, and that's been my biggest hurdle in co-writing, and I've gotten a lot better at it these days. Of just like not caring that I have bad ideas. You have to have the bad ideas to get to the good ideas. And so like the idea that you can watch that journey go from like, this was a objectively dumb idea, but then it sparks an idea in you that is the idea that we used. And that was like a lovely idea, but you wouldn't have gotten there without my dumb one. And I think that is like I think that's an inspiringly creative thing to happen.
Gotta have them. And there's this principle. It's like, when you have writer's block, the best thing you can possibly do is to just write the worst thing you possibly can. I forget who
I'm a huge
whose
advocate
idea
for
that is, but it's like because writer's block kind of comes from the pride of like, nothing's good enough. So if you write something with the intention of it being bad,
oh man,
it's different a little bit than what you're saying. Like, because obviously if you're having bad ideas in a write, you're not really trying to have bad ideas, but like, if you just can't get a good idea for the life of you, then just try to have a bad idea.
Yes, dude. And I wrote, like I was telling you, I'm putting a bunch of songs out. I'm announcing a song today, and it won't be today when this podcast comes out, but it's called Cooter the Dog.
I love that.
Which is so stupid. And it came out of a moment where I was like, I'm going to write a bad song right now. It's going to be dumb. And I wrote it, and it is dumb. but then people liked it enough to where I'm like, oh, I'll put it out. But like, how interesting, right? That one of the best received songs I've written in a while came from a moment where I was like, it's time to just write something so stupid.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be that. And
hell yeah, man. There's always an audience.
there is, man. Apparently, I mean, like, this is literally the most requested song that I put out at all my shows. Everyone's like, you gotta put out Cooter the Dog. And I'm like, what about my deep emotional ones where I'm talking about my past experiences and growing up and growing into the man that I am? And they're like, no, Cooter the Dog, put that one out. Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Like, it's done so much for me spiritually.
right. So it's funny, man.
People's lives with this song. It's just like random. I don't know.
So funny, dude.
That's
okay,
awesome.
should we do this like intro?
Let's do this intro. So yeah, welcome to Writing for Plants again. This is Writing for Plants. We write for plants in front of plants, and they all love it. So they tell me. They wouldn't tell me if they didn't like my writing.
And how do they tell you?
They just keep growing, man. I can't stop. They don't die.
They don't die.
That's how they don't die yet.
In this sunless room, they don't die.
Oh, dude, these are my plants. Like, I transport these. I talk about it every podcast. People are sick of hearing about it. I've got the tiniest car, and they all get in this car with me.
And this is you. This is you.
That's me.
That goes in your car.
That goes in my car somehow.
Every time.
How
many filming days?
It's got some battle scars, if you can't tell, from being in the car primarily.
Well,
and probably outside.
So too does my plant I brought just from existing.
Dude, let's
please.
Old man plant.
Here. Yeah, I'll turn it around. It looks a little bit better from right here.
Hold it up in front of your face.
Yeah. Hello, this is Marcy. Welcome to the podcast, Marcy. Thank you. Marcy is a Chinese banyan bonsai tree. I bought this plant for my darling sweetheart, Hannah. Once upon we moved into the same place together for the first time last August. And it almost died in the wintertime. It was not doing well. And then I put it in the window because it needed more light. And so it started doing well. And then the summer came and it basically lost all of its leaves, I think because the sun was just too hot. So I moved it out of the sun and just like in an area that like the reflection of the sun off the floor and stuff hits it. And then it grew all these leaves in like a week. And it's looking the best it's looked since I bought it.
That's awesome.
And so Marcy's doing really well. She's got some battle scars. As you can tell, there's like a couple branches that have nothing going on. I don't know if I need to cut those off. I don't know anything about bonsai care, which is pretty irresponsible.
Watching this knows anything about bonsai care, we'll take tips.
Please.
I don't know.
Yeah, please comment down below.
Bonsai, it's like looks big and tall.
Right. Another reason why, if you know anything about bonsai trees, let me know.
Why is it growing?
Why is it growing so much? She is tall, and I think the leaves are too big. Like I feel like I'm supposed to be
just a regular tree.
Yeah. No, but like that's what it is. Bonsai trees are just regular trees that you prune a certain way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To then impede their growth, I guess, and turn them into little tiny versions of themselves. I think that's kind of the idea. But like it's fine and it's healthy for the tree if you do it right. But I just don't know how to do it right. So once again, if you know, please comment down below. DM me on Instagram and berate me for how irresponsible a bonsai parent I am.
Just watch a YouTube video.
I could look it up. I could be irresponsible myself.
It seems like that information's already out there without having to put a podcast out to get the information.
YouTube University, man, that'll do it. But anyways, that's Marcy.
Also, I've got a whole list of things in my mind. Like Walking Fast came out recently.
Yes, true. Walking Fast came out.
We could talk about that. I don't know.
Totally.
If you want. We could also talk about AI. Because you have thoughts on that, I've heard.
I do. I have thoughts. There is a quote from a lady named Elizabeth Gilbert talking on a 2014 TED Talk. And she says that humans... I just dove in on this. Sorry.
She says humans...
Humans have been making recognizable art for 30,000 years. Cave paintings, things that we can determine are, not survival necessary creations. For 30,000 years, we have, for instance, been making agriculture for 10,000, which is to say, you can make the argument that it was more somehow evolutionarily, it was more important to us as humans to make superfluous, pretty things than it was to figure out how to regularly feed ourselves.
That's crazy.
She said that in 2014, and I think that is an absolute mic drop in 2025, because you look at I was telling of someone else I was co-writing with, I was telling them about how I made my most recent project, which we did the whole thing in one small room, all to analog tape, no auto-tune, no quantizing, no editing other than like if you can cut and move to a different part of a different take, if it works, because we didn't use a Met. Very much like how they did in the 70s. And I love that we made it that way, and I feel really stuck on that. And the guy was like, "Oh, dude, nobody cares about how you made it. They care about if the song is good. They care about if like how you sound. They care about the words." And I'm like, I think you're right. I think there is some amount of truth in that. But then AI art wouldn't freak us out. Mm-hmm. I think how it's made is important. And I think that it's so human to make art. It's so human to make music. And that feels threatened.
Is it the making of the art that is threatened, like the fact that if AI starts making much art, will stop, or that the money and the professions that revolve around the art is more threatened?
That's very interesting. Because live music, I don't think live music will ever go away.
No. I mean, yeah, I don't think so either.
And, they had this same argument about MIDI back in the 90s or whenever that started getting really popular.
MIDI,
like MIDI instruments, sound banks, whatever. Yeah. Like they were like, "Oh, you're taking jobs away from musicians," mm-hmm. And that was true. And there are still people that record live because you just can't. You're never gonna get like a string MIDI sound that sounds as good as a real string instrument. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get, you know what I mean? Like, so.
No, I agree 100%.
But that argument was the same argument then. It's like, it's the same thing. You're taking jobs away. And I think that's true. And so as songwriters, it's like, we're going to sit here and write a song in an hour or however long it takes. When we could just type into ChatGPT, write this song, mm-hmm. and then be done, and we don't have to do anything. We could do nothing right now, but we're opting to do something. Mm-hmm. And I think there's value in that. And I think that people, I don't know, it's freaky, dude. Because I don't know if people care or not. I just hope they do.
Yeah.
And to my friend's point of saying like, people don't care how it's made, I think they do. Because I posted that video about like, I feel like the dad in Willy Wonka who lost his job to the toothpaste capping machine,
Yeah.
I posted that and everyone's like, wait, yeah, that's so true, bro.
Yeah.
Like AI sucks.
I know, man. And I feel like you can hear it though. I mean, at least I guess it's not a great argument against it, because the people who are proponents of AI would say, well, eventually you won't be able to hear it. Like the average ears won't be able to hear the difference. Yeah. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But as we stand right now, like AI still can achieve like pop music, pop country, really like synchronized, quantized tracks. But like the live stuff, like stuff you're doing, the stuff like that people release voice memos of stuff and get really popular. Like that's it's almost like a pushback to stuff that sounds like AI.
Totally.
And like, I don't know, my thought has always been like art is catharsis. And like we make art, not just lyrics, but also like melodies and chords, like that kind of comes from emotions that we feel or have felt. Like essentially we like the art that reminds us of a feeling we've felt before. So it's like, to make good art, you essentially put something into a medium that makes you feel something and feel good. And AI can't do that. It definitely can't do that. And until it like is able to feel the same emotions as a human, like how is it gonna put something into a medium that simulates or like what's the word that makes someone else feel that same emotion. It just has to like replicate. That's all I can really do. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I think that you're exactly right. And I think that people will forever continue to relate to and be moved by things that people make with their own brains and with their own hands. But there's like really convincing stuff already. I was sent a podcast by an old high school friend who was like, I don't work in music. I'm curious about your thoughts about this. And it was this guy in LA, and he made a string arrangement with AI. He didn't make it, but he put in the prompt for it. Make a this length song piece of music and have the strings sound like this composer. Mm-hmm. And he played the thing that it generated, and I genuinely felt emotional from it. I actually did. Mm-hmm. And that was so freaky.
Yeah.
Not a single human hand touched the making of that thing in a direct way. And that freaked me out. And then I don't know if you saw that CBS Sunday Morning clip. Have you seen that where they make like her name is like Sadie Winters, this like AI artist? Mm-mm. Can I actually play that for you?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Because it's crazy. All right, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this AI song by a fake artist named Sadie Winters.
Okay.
This is they made this on CBS Sunday Morning as like a part of a story of talking about how capable AI is at making music, and they played it all around streets, and they showed like random citizens, and they were like, would you listen to this song? Do you like this new artist? And they were like, yeah, it's really great. And they're like, it's actually AI. And they're like, oh, I couldn't tell. Here's the song.
Not good.
100% AI. They made this in 2 minutes.
It's just instrumental.
Yeah, so far.
It's just the karaoke version.
It might be. That'd be really embarrassing. Right here it is. It sounds pretty good.
That's tough, yeah.
Let's get to the chorus. It's like good.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they've got
there's always things that I would obviously pick apart, but like
sure.
As a writer.
But you would do that to any song.
Exactly. There's people who write songs worse than that, for sure. So like it's tough to I don't know, man. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
Yes, it is.
Part of me wonders, like, one guy here in town, his name is Pat Krause, and I don't know if this is his original idea, but this is where I heard it. He said, all the songs that are formulaic and like easy to create in the box, in software, easy for people to create, will be taken and created by AI. All the songs that mean something and are emotional and like are hard to make, like stuff recorded on tape, stuff like with live band, they won't be able to replicate it. And like there's an interesting point to that, because even that song you just showed me is like, it's good. It's like, it's in a very definable genre. It's marketable. Like it could make a lot of money. Like people, like companies could just use that instead of an actual person.
Yeah.
However, if that was a real person, the majority of that song would have been done by a producer behind a computer. That's just like that style of music,
Totally.
It's like, that's the genres, the pop, the production, the really in the box stuff, in my opinion, that's going to go first and soon, I think. And like being in Nashville, I'm less worried, I guess, because this city seems to revolve more around the Americana country stuff that's actually, you can't fully replicate that. I mean, you can.
Well,
I'd love to hear an example, I guess, if you
this is
have one,
fascinating.
because like
This is fascinating.
I feel like it's going to push us more towards the raw stuff. And
Now-
like people are going to want to know how it's made and to make sure it's not part.
Yes.
I think your motivation for recording on tape is part of my same motivation for recording the writing process.
That's-
Because I mean, AI did kind of prompt
That's
me to
beautiful.
like want to do this, because
Yeah.
it's like, well, now I can prove that we didn't use AI to do this
Right.
shit. But
Wait, I just want to say that's really beautiful. And I'm really grateful to be in community with someone that is also striving for that kind of thing. So thank you for the thing you're doing. Thanks for watching, guys, supporting
Likewise.
this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to disagree with you.
well, you should, though, if you feel like
Because like I actually don't want to. I do. I wish I believed what you're saying. And I think that the heart of what you're saying is true. The way that we make it matters, and the way that people, like, if people actually care about that, then it will matter. And there are certain subsects of the music being made in Nashville that either can't be recreated by AI, or won't ever be able to. But I hesitate to say that because it's so new and it's so scary.
yeah,
But I think like country music, like bro pop country, the Morgan Wallen stuff, the whatever stuff, that's so cookie cutter. That's so easy. And I, as someone who is very aspiring in the kind of folk songwriter, I guess you could say Americana, almost bluegrass world, like the lyrics that I'm trying to emulate from the people that wrote the songs that I love the most are very broad. I think they're very simple. They're very meaningful, but they're not like, I don't know. Like I'm not Joni Mitchell. I'm trying to write like Rocky Mountain High by John Denver, which I think is a very simple, easy, lovely song, which is why I'm trying to write it, because that's the stuff I gravitate towards. That's the stuff I want to make. But I think that is also going to be really easy. Like as far as like the writing and the sound, I think that's going to be really easy eventually for AI, if not already for AI to emulate. Now, it is definitely able to do the cookie cutter, like just on the beat, everything is perfect, pitch, quantized, everything's perfect. That already exists. But I don't think I agree with the fact that it won't be able to just copy what I'm doing now. And what I'm doing now is trying to be counter to what it's able to do. I think it's just going to be able to copy what I do then too. Once I'm like, haha, see, I didn't do it perfect. I didn't make everything perfect. And then it's going to be like, I can make it imperfect too.
yeah,
You know?
programming and the imperfection.
Yeah. Which sucks.
It does suck. It really does.
And so, like, what is going to stop? What is going to stop so many people from using it for sync? And what is going to stop so many people from putting out dozens and dozens of AI songs every day with their dozens and dozens of different fake artists that they've come up with to just rake in streaming money and not have to put a lick of creative effort into it? What's going to stop people from doing that? Nothing. And what's going to stop the average consumer from listening to it? Nothing. The only thing I could think of is government regulation on if those AI generated songs can use my music to influence their learning or whatever.
If something doesn't happen to stop that legally, then it's just going to get too good. And like, in my opinion, art is a combination of your musical tastes, which you derive from like your experiences with those artists, or like how you grow up, or, you know, nature, if you're more of nature than nurture, like, you know, your genetics, whatever. But like you have tastes that you develop. And you could argue that like AI does the same thing. It like goes through and it listens to things, and it does the same things humans do. And it like just takes those and as inspiration, it doesn't copy them.
Right.
However, humans take their tastes and then they add on to it their own personal expression. And to me, your personal expression comes through like what I was talking about a minute ago, which is your experiences you've had personally. So like if I had trauma in my childhood, like that's going to influence how I write. AI doesn't have that component to it, and until it has a personality and like a way to create art itself, then there's no way to say that it's not copying 100% from other things.
And I completely agree with you. You're exactly right. But is the average person going to be able to tell that Sadie Winters song is not a real person? And then are they not going to be able to find their own meaning in the words that AI has come up with for Sadie Williams, the AI artist, to sing? I think that people will connect with that stuff. People connect with R2-D2, and he's a fictional robot. You know what I mean? And it's like, people are going to connect with AI stuff that gets made, music that gets made. I don't know what the implications of that are. And I don't know, like, I totally agree. I don't think it has the same weight as something created through the actual experience and with the time and the effort, but it still gets made and it still sounds good. And if you're thinking from a business perspective, like we are the dad in Willy Wonka who lost his job to the toothpaste capping machine. And that sucks. It just, yeah.
We're going to turn, but he got the job of repairing the machine that replaced him at the end. But he
did.
So what is the
we got to start working for AI.
Figurative language for that. Like what is
we got to start working for the machine learning companies.
Well, the goal is for AI to like make musicians' jobs easier. Like the people who are tech people are like, oh, like AI is going to do all the logistical stuff that musicians don't want to do. It'll do the marketing. It'll leave all the creative, like fun jobs. But like really, I don't see any evidence of that. It's like,
dude, I saw a quote that said, I wanted robots. I wanted robots to be able to do my dishes and laundry so I could write poems, not the robots writing poems so I could do my laundry and dishes.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the whole thing, man. We went down the wrong path here.
Yeah.
We went down the wrong path.
Dude.
So I feel crazy about it and I feel passionate about it. And I don't think people feel, I don't know what the general public thinks, but I'm banking on the idea that people care how a thing was made, especially with the context of what's going on in the world and AI and just how scary that stuff is now. So I guess we'll see. So the thing to talk about is my project. I've got a 5-song EP coming out, recorded the whole thing to tape. It is entirely humans sitting in a room making choices off each other, songs I wrote by myself and with others, no AI involved, no auto-tune, no quantizing, all in an attempt and in a direct resistance against AI, but also for me personally, just a journey towards like how to be as authentically myself as I can possibly be. And those things have combined in a really beautiful way as the project is releasing. Because I don't know that AI was specifically the inspiration at the beginning, but as the project was being made and as it's been headed towards release, it's just been like, it can't not be a part of that for me because I believe so heavily in the idea that humans have been making recognizable art for 20,000 more years than we figured out how to regularly feed ourselves. And that is so human. And I don't want to, it sucks that we are alive at the time when that thing is threatened.
Yeah. And there's huge consequences for that to be gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, dude.
Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it lasts. Because oversaturation, man, if you can't make any money from music.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Well, that's hard. That's already a problem.
That's already. That's
what do you think the consequences are? Say the next generation just makes songs on AI and we don't have as many people learn how to write songs or learn how to write symphonies or whatever? What does that consequence? What do you think?
Creative expression to me is like one of the more noble goals in life. So like if you're doing a job, it doesn't have to be art. It can be just any job. It's like typically the parts that you would enjoy are like having an original idea that benefits you or your company. So like creativity will still survive, but like you're just taking out this massive means of this a huge amount of professions that revolve around it. So it's just like a lot of the creative sides of these jobs will get taken and we'll be left to do the surf work, the work that's like creative. It's like just ask ChatGPT. Don't ask your supervisor how to like fix this problem. Dude. Just look it up. Blue collar, white collar places that like, I know it's also helping with the surf work as well. Like, there's data entry, there's things that people don't want to be doing that they are having to do, but those are also stepping stones to better jobs that are necessary.
This is really fascinating because there are absolutely objectively benefits of AI. There's like medical reasons, like there's research, there's like enormous amount of data that AI can sift through.
Does kill people. So like,
human error kills people. It's like there's a lot of ways that it's good, and there's a lot of ways that it's bad. It's nuanced, and I am uncertain. I'm shaking in my boots at
and your socks.
At Sadie Williams, bro. Because Sadie Winters.
Oh,
the fictional indie artist.
Yes,
that doesn't exist. She doesn't exist, and she's making money or something. I don't know,
dude. Last thing I'll say before we move to writing about AI and a potential uplifting note is that I don't think anybody's going to have the motivation to promote art as much as the person who creates the art. So all these people who love playing live, love writing, they're trying so hard to make a profession out of it and grow a network around it because they love it. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, unless someone just like is really passionate about putting prompts into AI, like I don't see, like, sure, these companies that have financial interests in like making art in a cheap manner, those, like, that'll be a problem. But like, as far as the people who are growing based on their just creative expression, no one's going to have the motivation to be successful as much as those people. So that's kind of an uplifting note. It's just like, good luck competing. Like that person with the 12 artists, good luck like competing in a live setting or like having an original idea that marketing wise that promotes your music.
That's
or like,
fascinating.
It's like good luck figuring out the business model.
I hope that live music will win out and mean something. Because that person with the 12 artists that generates a bunch of songs a day and puts them up on Spotify, they're going to win simply because the numbers, like I can't put out that many songs. I'm not going to. It would compromise the quality of the stuff I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. And so then our only hope is live music and people supporting that and people buying merch when you come to shows to support independent artists, because that is like the most helpful thing for the artists, and people like buying a ticket and showing up and just like choosing to do a thing when you could not do a thing because you support human created pieces of art. So fingers crossed it all works out.
All we can do is write a song about it right now.
All we can do is write a song.
All we can do. We have no power other than this podcast and these guitars. Okay.
Let's show them how it's done.
Let's show AI how it's done. Actually, let's not show AI.
Let's not. Yeah.
I had the idea of like writing the worst song possible and like shouting into ChatGPT like, this is a good song.
Yeah, right. This is actually the #1 song in the world right now. Don't look that up and check that out.